Timmy, which is a double meat patty and nachos and something else. But
you didn't compete in the challenge?
no, did not do that. Not for a T-shirt. No, it was only $30 if you wanted to. But
you can order if you like Luna Amandi's and Gino's East. You can order them online and they'll ship them to you
were
for
good.
an insane price and a price that you don't want to pay. But if you really want it that bad,
what's not an insane price anymore these days? So
their shipping's pretty expensive. It's never convinced me enough as a pizza connoisseur to order it because of how expensive the shipping cost is associated with buying one of those pizzas. Plus, they up the pizza cost too. So I've not gone on.
Kids liked it, but they're not as big a fan as I hoped of the deep dish.
So we took Slate to a college visit at Northwestern University up at Evanston on the north side. Two things I remember: our tour guide was a student. She walked the whole tour backwards, which was weird. And then
the whole tour.
Okay. And then they had a yacht club for the students. Like you could check out a yacht and go on Lake Michigan.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't grow up in this zip
climate?
code. Yeah.
That's wild. I've been to a college football game at Wheaton, which is, I would say, maybe kind of like a Hendrix, kind of like that feel.
It is.
That's where I assumed when you were talking about Chicago, that's where I assumed that you guys had taken a visit. Northwestern's an interesting campus, a yacht club. Wow.
Yeah. That's where Brent Musburger went.
Is it really?
A lot of journalists went to Northwestern.
Wilbon.
Yeah.
They've got a good pedigree
Mike
of some
Greenberg
famous.
went there.
Yep, of some famous journalists that have gone there over the years.
All right, that's where we begin this morning. Glad to be back in the saddle. It's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is the number for APAC. They got you covered when it comes to all the top quality aggregates, rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete, and asphalt, all ready to go with one phone call to your job site for your company or your project. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
I'll give you a setup of the show this morning. There's a wild story with Maumelle and a cottonmouth that we're going to get into in our opening drive coming up. Probably my worst nightmare. Snakes are my biggest fear, and it was I feel bad for that kid. I had a chance to listen to Larry Smith, wide receivers coach, and some other guys yesterday. We'll play some of that. There's this incredible golf cheating story that is making the waves. Have either of you guys seen this? It's a St. Louis club. It's a place not too far from one of my friend's houses, and I was talking to him about it yesterday. But it is
he should be banned from golf courses for
yeah,
life.
He's apparently taken a leave of absence from that club, or not a leave of absence. He's quit. Coach Nutt was at practice yesterday. Tom Murphy was writing about that. We'll chat with Tom coming up in just a bit. You mentioned your son's college visit. What do you think about the new dorm room interior designers that are now a thing in colleges?
That's been a thing for a while, dude.
But it's apparently even more of a constant now. Like this is becoming. You have to do it if you're a female. I say you have to, but it's more and more now. It's more prevalent, I should say, than it's ever been.
Every picture I've seen of, when it's all done and mom and dad have moved them in, that bed's about 9 feet off the ground.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
More space underneath.
Yeah, you got to have all that storage, I guess.
We did not, back in Yoakum Hall, we did not utilize that. We should have because it definitely opens up the room a little bit. So that's kind of the setup of the show this morning. All right, so before I play this clip from KTV, have you guys seen the snake?
Oh, yeah.
The cottonmouth? Have you seen it, Bruce? Okay. All right. Little backstory. So basically, snake somehow slithers into this kid's helmet. He feels something weird. It's cottonmouth, poisonous. And here's kind of the context on what happened via KTV.
But it's a matchup the Maumelle High School football team had to face anyway. While at practice Thursday, one player noticed a snake in his helmet, quickly turning that practice into a real deal situation. Chris Davis with Maumelle Animal Services says they responded to the high school after a report of a copperhead in a football helmet. Instead, it was actually a cottonmouth, a venomous snake known to hide out in dark, sheltered places.
If this snake would have bit the child, it probably would have been very fatal.
This is the opening drive.
So that Chris Davis guy that you heard, who's the animal service director, says he's had to remove a snake out of a car vent, an engine, purses, backpacks, but has never had to do it out of a football helmet. I want to know how this happened. Like how, I guess the football helmets are sitting out at times at practice. You guys were just talking about Dylan's practice in early morning. How does something like this happen? You're the wildlife guy. what happens here?
Oh, the snakes are always looking to get in a cool, dark place. Like when we fish on the river, I can think of a time Jim Gowan, our old lure designer, took me to Gar Creek Park. He was throwing a brand new lure called a spitting image. He made one cast over by a bunch of rocks, and a cottonmouth came out and got it. And it was so strong, it pulled down in the rocks, and he lost about a week of work. We never got the lure back. He had to break it off, and he had to start all over. But they're not only venomous, they're very strong when they're in the water. I've never had one in a football helmet, but we see them on the river all the time.
Yeah, and I don't know any more than the reports. We were talking about this yesterday when kind of the news got out. I had a football officials meeting last night, and this came up. We were discussing this. I don't know if he had just put the helmet on to start practice, or if the snake had been in there, gotten in the locker room somehow. That's what I wonder. That
makes sense.
Is if the snake somehow was in the locker room looking for a cooler place, and gotten that helmet overnight or something.
See, now help me on this.
I bet you every kid in the state is checking their helmet.
Well, you used to do a cup check. Now you're going to do a snake check.
I guess.
Now it's been a long time since I put on a real football helmet, dating all the way back to middle school. But one of the first things I always looked down, like just to make sure I lined it up right and stuff. Like you would think the kid would see it, right? I don't know how in this situation he doesn't notice this brown relative to the rest of his white padding there. And I guess he just wasn't paying attention. But thankfully, kid's okay. This was a 2-foot long codmouth. 2 feet.
Yeah, but most people don't like stare inside their helmet when they pick it up.
Yeah.
They just reflex. They put it on.
Yeah.
You don't like look and see if there's a tarantula or a copperhead in it. You just
will now.
Yeah, man.
Like I don't know if a PSA is going out to all Arkansas high school football players or middle school or whatever, but yeah, definitely that coaches are probably advising their kids, hey, maybe just check it.
Tommy, like your boots or shoes in your garage, do you like check them for scorpions or no? You don't like look in them? No, I always
probably
do.
Should.
Text out of the 479. Apparently there was a snake in a Gravit guy's helmet a few years back. I don't remember that story. Not saying it's untrue, but this one, again, snakes are my biggest fear. This would be my worst nightmare if I was a middle school or high schooler when it came to football.
Yeah. All right, that's the opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. Football season is just around the corner. We've got Saturdays coming up in Fayetteville. You got travel planning it to the Hill. Why not call our friends at the Inn at the Mill? That's the place to stay on the Hill. 479-587-3300. Oh, hang on. Let me give you the right number. 443-1800. 479-443-1800 is the number. As at the Inn at the Mill, they've got a big, comfortable, oversized suite for you to stay in. They got great breakfast to start the day. But here's what I like more than anything. The staff is friendly. They go out of their way to make your experience and your stay really hospitable and very enjoyable. Jennifer at the front desk, you won't find anyone more friendly, more pleasant than her and her staff. 479-443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
Been watching a lot of Josh Heupel, different quotes, different mic'd up sessions at all. You got your Tennessee polo on today.
I do.
They
my Adidas.
Yeah, the retro Adidas one. There is Tommy, you've been gone since this has been kind of a thing. There is a new website out, similar to our lads. It's called Too Deep. And they do this for the National Football League College, but it apparently does a pretty good job of dissecting not just the Too Deep, but beyond that on the rotation for different position players across college football. So I know there's probably ones, Bruce, you're wondering about for Tennessee. There's plenty for Arkansas that people are like, all right, who's going to start where and whatnot. But it's been a good resource for people these last few weeks getting ready for this upcoming season.
Yep, and people are wondering that, and how those will change over the next couple of weeks as camp unfolds. Generally, these sites have a reporter or someone that's at practice. A lot of times they'll utilize an NFL scout to get their information to put on these things. So generally they're fairly accurate because they got the right people giving them the input.
Yeah, that are telling them one way or another. All right, it is safeties time. Pradco Pyramid of Power, the best safeties in the Southeastern Conference. See if Arkansas has one winding up the list. I'm guessing no. Is that a fair assumption on my part?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll find out.
Who are the best safeties in the SEC?
Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Well, let's start with last, I guess, 6, because I've got someone from Texas on there. So let's put Texas last. Jelani McDonald, 6'2", guy that's high up on the NFL draft safety rankings right now in college. He's all SEC on the media's preseason selection. Huge upside. Going to be, I think, one of the better secondary players in the league this year. Big guy at 6'2". Jelani McDonald, number 6 on my Pradco Pyramid of Power best safeties in the SEC.
That's where I started. He had 80 tackles and 3 picks, so we're in agreement there.
All right, we're going to go north because Texas sucks. That means we go to Oklahoma. We'll go next to Peyton Bowen. Great athlete there. Second team all coaches selection last year. Has great ball skills. Going to be nationally probably ranked on several people's lists this year. Peyton Bowen from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I considered him. I went Ty Beanfield, LSU, transfer from Boise State. He had 107 tackles, 2 picks, and 14 gains for the Broncos last year. So 6'3", 208, a big safety transferring to LSU. I got him at number 5.
All right, number 4 for me, Keon Sabb from Alabama. Experienced, physical, big guy, smart. Sabb gives Alabama tremendous flexibility and can play 2 different positions, plays downhill to stop the run. Keon Sabb, number 4 for me on the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
That's who I had. He actually played at Michigan, appearing in 18 games for the Wolverines before transferring to Alabama 2 years ago. So number 4, Keon Sabb.
All right, number 3 on my list, I've got Marcus Ratcliffe from Texas A&M. Only player I've got on here from A&M.
6'3", 211, 65 tackles, no picks last year, but he had 3 his sophomore year, so I got him at number 3 as well.
All right, so we're pretty well in alignment. I think the top 2 were pretty easy when you just look at SEC selections, last year's stats, NFL projections. I got Bray Hubbard from Alabama, number 2. Proven production, proven experience. First team All-SEC last year, first team preseason with the media this year. It's a loaded Alabama secondary. I think he's going to be the star of that secondary for Alabama. Bray Hubbard, number 2.
Yeah, Alabama's got the best secondary in the
No
country.
question.
You know, I kind of flopped. I went KJ Bolden, number 2. He is rated the number 1 safety and the top pick in the NFL draft at the safety position. He had 2 interceptions and 5 passes defended last year, so I gave the nod to Hubbard at number 1 just because he had 4 interceptions and 3 forced fumbles. I thought he just did more at the position, even though physically he's probably not as good.
All right, I've got Bolden left, so I guess you got Hubbard 1. I got
Hubbard 1, yeah.
I got Bolden number 1. So he's all SEC. Second team last year, pretty unanimously picked by everybody as one of the top safeties in the country. So and is probably the top prospect, or viewed as one of the top safety prospects for the 27 NFL draft. KJ Bolden from Georgia is number 1 on my Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Yep, and like I said, I went Bray Hubbard. I just thought at 6'2", 217, he had a little more on the stat line that just wreaked a little more havoc. But yeah, I mean, either one of those guys, we'd be happy to have him at Arkansas or Tennessee, and we do not.
And another guy, we look at him. He's at Georgia. Khalil Barnes, the Clemson transfer, could have just easily been in there as well, somewhere. So I think Alabama's going to have the best secondary. Georgia's probably going to be number 2 in this conference.
Got to play one of those
A&M's
guys.
probably 3rd.
Yeah, I got to play 2 of the 3 of those guys that you just mentioned. It's kind of like the Texas thing with Coleman and Wingo. Some of them they're going to take some accolades away from one another, being that they're on the same squad. But Ken Womack's got himself, former Fayetteville Purple Dogs, got himself quite a roster of secondary players to work with this season.
All right, so that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power. Next week, we will do quarterbacks. The following week, coaches, and then we'll be ready for teams.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's marching closer. So that's our Pradco Pyramid of Power. You can get over to the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops. It's a good place to go inside and soak up someone else's air conditioning right now, number one.
It really is.
And if you've broken off some lures, you've done some early morning fishing, you've done whatever, you got hung up. Water's so low, it's easier to get hung up right now on some stuff. So maybe need to replenish a little bit. You can find a lot of stuff there at the Pradco store.
Yeah, the brand new Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith on Bass Pro Drive, right by 540 in Rogers. It's a great location. We keep it staffed during all store hours with Pradco personnel. We have the ability where you can make a custom lure. There's dozens of lures you can choose from. Put your name on it. Put a picture of you, your animal, your family, whatever you want to do. Put a message to people you work with. Arkansas Razorbacks, just anything you can think of is $3 upcharge. And we got some people in there like Chrissy Luther and Tessa Galarza that'd be glad to help you. And while you're in there, there's a timeline of all the acquisitions Pradco has made since 1962 when we started out as Rebel Fishing Lures right here in Fort Smith, and goes all the way up to Whisker Secret Tackle, our catfish acquisition from a few years ago. All the lures are located in about a 400 square foot area, 100% Pradco in that section. So we're very proud of it. It's actually the #1 selling store in the Bass Pro chain for Pradco products. So, we're trying to get Johnny Morris to do that for us in every store, but he ain't bid on that yet.
All you need is 400 square feet.
That's
right?
it. That's it.
And here's the great thing. If you want to support American-made products, #1, but maybe 1A, Arkansas-made products, you can do that with Pradco.
You can. There's thousands of SKUs we make that are made right here in Fort Smith. And, one thing you might not know, we actually do the private label balsa floats for Bass Pro Shops. They're orange with a black Bass Pro Shops label on it. If you're doing some crappie fishing, some bluegill fishing, and you want a nice balsa wood float, you can get it at the Bass Pro in Northwest Arkansas there in Rogers. You can get it in Fort Smith. You can go down to Benton and get it at the Bass Pro there. So there's all kinds of products made here in Arkansas you can buy at the Bass Pros in the state of Arkansas.
I guess the first few hours of daylight's pretty much it right
now.
Well, when are you fishing right now as hot as it is?
Low light conditions are always the best, especially for us fishermen right now. It's not safe if you're out there probably after about 11 or noon. It gets real hot, but low light, man, if you're going to Beaver, 10 Killer, the river, Lee Creek, just anywhere you fish, man, I'd throw a Rebel Pop-R, throw a Head and Torpedo, Head and Super Spook Junior. Top water is a great way to go right now. And I'd throw something a little translucent, like if you can find a clear top water bait where it's just the plastic with no paint on it, that makes the lure look smaller. A lot of times the fish will just see the action of the bait. They can't really see a color, but they see that action and they'll come up and hit it. If you got a little dress treble, little feather dress, or a little bucktail hair on that treble, a lot of times they'll think that's a shad or a shad tail, and they'll come up and eat that. But the first few hours in the morning in a shady area still ought to be real good for topwater fishing.
Bruce, great to see you. We'll do it again next Tuesday.
Good to see y'all.
All right, when we come back, Hog Update. Still a lot to get to. Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. Whitefoot, slab, sacale, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Family Dental Practice Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Passionate about sports? If yes, let's take that passion and put it to work growing your business. I'm Rita Newton with ESPN Arkansas, and I help people like you that own businesses connect them with our avid and loyal sports listeners through the power of radio with sharing your words, plus offering digital solutions. Whether you need more customers or more traffic on your website, I am your girl. So email me at rita.newton@hitthatline.com or call me at 479-353-1242. One email or one call away to working on a business plan to help you grow your business.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Repellent has a wide open man. It's Tiles. He's loose. He scores. Silence, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Chris Marshall, who's a prototypical ex-receiver, 6'3", roughly around 215. And you got A.J. Jordan, who's still kind of learning, but, getting there. He's 6'5", 230. Then you got Jamari Hawkins, who can run, who has elite speed. And then C.J. Brown, another guy that can run. And Ish, who's another guy that's smart and versatile guy. You can move around. And then not to mention, we just added, Jelani Watkins as well. So, anytime you got a guy that's a sub 10, 100 in the room and in the mix, and I think we got a few guys, and Courtney Crutchfield is starting to show up, and Donnie Papel. So it's kind of hard to say right now, but I do think we have a few guys who could emerge and be that receiver one for us.
So Arkansas wide receivers coach Larry Smith talking about who could be the number one guy for this upcoming season. We'll have Tom Murphy on, get his thoughts coming up. Sure seems like Marshall is the name off most people's tongues, the first one out when it comes to who could be the alpha of this year's group.
Yeah, and we're still trying to determine, is this going to be a balanced team, run first team, a passing team? How much will the running backs catch the ball, the tight ends? But you can't have an effective or balanced offense without great wide receivers. And somebody, like you said, has got to be the standout guy. C.J. Brown's the name people know. He's from Bentonville. He's played here, 3 seasons now?
This is his third.
This is his third season. So, that's a name we're familiar with, but I'm interested to see who does emerge, though, as the top wide receiver.
You got a chance to listen to Ismail Cece, Donovan Falple, and then also Hawkins yesterday. And one of the guys that is used to this offense, as is Sutton Smith, is Hawkins. And here's what he had to say about the phrase that you heard Coach Cramsey, the own the ball. You missed this last week. They said own the ball a bunch, and here's kind of the same concept that is behind what this wide receiver and running back, even the quarterbacks, are trying to do in the offense this fall.
They scream own the ball every time we catch it, and we also do a lot of ball security competition, ball security drills. We have a ball security circuit, so owning the ball is something real, and if you don't own the ball, then you're not going to play, period.
We'll see if that actually ends up coming to fruition. I will say, outside of just Amari Hawkins saying it, whether it's drills, the consistency of Ryan Silverfield saying the controllables, turnover margin, you at least know it's being talked about, not just publicly, but in that locker room.
I'm going to be yelling it this season too. Own the ball.
Hopefully the turnover margin.
Print the shirt. Yeah.
Print the shirt.
Print the shirt.
You got the design already. Coach Nutt was at practice yesterday. We'll talk with Tom about this as well for the first time. Apparently, he was in a conversation with the Hog Sports. First time he's been invited back since his coaching days. And I know you've been advocating for something with him when it comes to just the program.
Obviously, when he was coaching at Ole Miss, and he's been, busy with his duties at CBS for years. But now that he's more or less retired, spending time with the grandkids, doing that thing, I just think there's very few people under the tent with the Razorbacks, associated with Razorback, that can go into a room, that can fire up boosters, that can meet with people for dinner, and that can open their wallets. Mm-hmm. And I think he's someone at some point that Hunter Yurachek, Ryan White, the foundation, whoever the powers that be, you need to engage this guy. I think there's very few people that can motivate a room of people or a private dinner full of people the way he can. So he's got to be an asset to you. All right, that's the Hog Update. It's brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. When you choose a pool, you're choosing how your family will spend time together. That's why families have chosen Burton Pools and Spas since 1978. Burton's has grown from a truck and a garage to 5 locations now and more than 30 service trucks. Building over 12,000 pools for families just like yours, above ground, in-ground pools, spas, and more. Burton's can help you get the right pool that fits your family, your space, and your lifestyle, and it will last for many years. Also, Burton's will be there for many years. Long after your pool's installed, they'll be here to help you take care of the water as well. Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, Hot Springs, and in Joplin. Online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
Hey, speaking of families, it's National Sons and Daughters Day, so you can celebrate accordingly with your kin. I know our buddy David Rath with Rath Mitsubishi and Rath Auto Resources. He is his son, but he also has kids. How are you celebrating National Sons and Daughters today, David?
Well, so far, doing schoolwork.
Oh.
The kids are homeschooled and everything, so we're we're trying to dive off into that, man. Everybody's back at school this week, and us too. We're trying to get the routine back down, man. I got 2 of each, 2 boys, 2 girls, so it's just about a full classroom.
Well, I know that they're not driving ready just yet, but we've got a lot of parents listening right now that maybe they're sick and tired of driving their kid to school, and their kid is of age now. He can drive himself, he or she. Well, you guys have the state sales tax paid when you trade going on at Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi.
Yeah, that's a really fun thing that we do, especially like for back to school. August always kind of starts that tax-free weekend. Everybody gets to get their school supplies and not pay any sales tax on it, and that's kind of an inspiration for that whole thing. So just bring your old ride in. We're trade for anything on 4 wheels, and bring it in, treat your ride on your trade-in, and upgrade to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at either of my locations, or a new Mitsubishi. We're doing it on new cars as well. So either one of those, and get you a fresh new ride, and let one of my non-commissioned sales team members help you out. And yeah, we're going to take care of your state sales tax. As easy as that.
Fun month. Getting ready for school. I know some have already started, like David's kids has. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. State sales tax paid when you trade on the road ready certifieds and those new Mitsubishis as well. David, I guess Teacher Rath, Professor Rath, get back to work.
I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
All right, when we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. Got to get into this golf story as well. Oh, this cheater. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
They scream own the ball every time we catch it. So owning the ball is something real. And if you don't own the ball, then you're not going to play, period.
This is the Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. This is Matt.
This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best items, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right.
Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa?
No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing.
Anyway, you can stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum-Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Googleator at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Here it is, number 5. Darren McFadden. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for D-Mac.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Is your business getting found online or getting lost in the crowd? Hi, I'm Christy Bedeau with ESPN Arkansas, and I'm here to help you get your products and services found in today's digital world. Not only do we offer connections to the loyal Razorback fan base, but we can help you build, maintain, and grow your online presence. From world-class websites to streaming video commercials, we create the campaign that allows you to be found online and on air. I can help you create a marketing strategy built around your goals that works. Call me, Christy Bedeau, at 208-3012 for a free needs analysis, and let's create a marketing plan that gets you found.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Today is practice number 6, 3:15 this afternoon for Ryan Silverfield and the Razorbacks, and it is the first practice in full pads. Morning Rush Daily Question. Have we learned anything through the first 5, or is today when we really start learning what truly makes up this 2026 football Razorback roster and this team? Is today when we start really putting the pieces to the puzzle together, or if we gleaned anything through the first 5 practices that will still be true, that really matters, 3 weeks from now?
I think you know who your offensive line is. I think that ultimately
Yeah, but do you know if they're any good? Do you know if they're any good? I mean, I think there's a lot of things we know who the players are going to be, but do we know if they're any good?
I mean, I don't know. I've been to one practice. I don't
know that you can learn.
I mean, have O-line
he hadn't been to one. You haven't been to one, and I've been to one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want me to say here.
Anything.
Well, I think the point is we probably have too many hot takes and too many firm opinions based on practices that have happened with no pay. And I still don't know that when if you're the best of what there is. I mean, I'm still not truly convinced we'll know how good these guys really are until we get a couple of games in. I think that's just the obvious answer. But I think a lot of what we've learned through 5 practices, well, we've taken what we can take at this point, but I think what we learned from today moving forward is what we should put weight in and weight on, because we're playing real football beginning today.
So let me see if I'm understanding. So if the offense moves the ball well, that means they're going to have a good offense, or if the defense is getting to them, I'm just trying to get where you're going on this.
Well, I mean, we hadn't played real football till now.
No, you're right.
I mean, until you have that fear of getting hit, until you have the thought of a collision in your head as a wide receiver, until you know it's live bullets, when you go over the middle, I just don't, the mindset's different.
See, I'm with Sean, and I said the same thing about Ole Miss last year. It's like you're not going to find out anything until you go to Oxford. Well, you're not going to find out anything until you get to Salt Lake City.
I like the size on the D-line. I feel like there's more size. I don't know if they're any good necessarily, but they look the part.
HR guy says, I agree with Tommy. He says we don't know anything until week 12. I don't know if I'd go. I don't think that's what he was saying.
I don't think that's what I'm saying.
JT in Hot Springs says,
I just think we try to come to, this team's going to win X number of games based on, 3 practices with no shoulder pads, a couple with shoulder pads, and now all of a sudden we have it all. I don't think we really should even start trying to figure it out till now.
Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot changes, in my opinion, when you go through fall camp and spring camp. Unless they're barring an injury, I have a pretty idea, whether it's right or wrong, what I think of this football team heading into each year, and it's not really changed in fall camp whatsoever, good or bad.
Yeah,
that's how kind of I look at this thing.
I want to see the physicality when now that the pads are coming on. That's why I hadn't went to one yet. A, I was traveling last weekend, but B, I just don't see as much value in what we've had. It's not the beat. I've got to be out there every day like Tom Murphy, who will be here in 20 minutes with us. But you learn a few things. You can see who's there. But I think today's when the real learning about how physical, and if they're truly bigger, faster, stronger, today's when it should be on full display.
Lance says you shouldn't fear getting hit. You should welcome it.
Well, you're going to figure out who fears it.
All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number 1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. Open 7 days a week, rain or shine. You can practice your game. You can play around with friends. Over 1,000 different golf courses on professional-grade simulators. And it's 68 degrees in there. Talking about the temperature, it's going to top out 100 different parts of the state. Well, it's 68 degrees inside of Cart Pass Social. Summer membership still going on this month and next month. Unlimited golf for starting at just $200. It's BYOB. Bring your own food, bring your own drinks to 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You can also host your birthday parties, your corporate events. Do it all at cartpasssocial.com.
Did you spend you've apparently been spending time at Cart Pass Social. Did you spend any time on yesterday's show walking through stroke by stroke your round of 78 from the weekend?
No, I did not.
You did not.
I was.
You didn't pat your own back?
Holding that in until you got here.
Oh.
Because like the cheater, this guy was an actual.
So Ty
cheater.
broke 80 on Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Ty broke 80 on Sunday for the first time ever. I knew you had it in you. Now it's going to drive you absolutely nuts when you don't do it every time.
Well, I kind of have an expectation. I'm still excited. I was jumping up and down.
There's no man more excited than when he goes to the golf course, trying to get to the golf course for the next time after his career low round.
I'll probably shoot like a 95.
Exactly.
Gage Windsor, Dr. Mason Mitchell, Dean and Kevin Lee, and Daniel Scamardo can all authenticate that score.
Authenticate
that
God
score.
Almighty.
Authenticate that score. Christian screwed it up first. I just
This is why I need vacation.
Authenticate that score. So there was no foot wedges. Didn't go OB. I didn't have a triple around, but I did for the first time ever. Now
the putts went in, didn't they?
The putts went in.
When the putts go in, the scores go down. That's how it works.
Well, okay. Again, they can authenticate that. Don't just take it from my word or my mouth. Let them do it. But in terms of cheating and golf, like golf is a prestigious game. Like you take men at their word. You take females at their word. Well, evidently it's
part of the honor of the game.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's an honor sport. Well, this dude, Zach Holland, who apparently was cheating and has possibly done this at other places as well. If you haven't heard this cheating golf story, this is just nuts. Some of you have heard it, some of you haven't. I'm just going to go ahead and play it.
So Golfer is playing at the Member Championship at Wing Haven. He's a pretty incredible player. He's a +2 handicap and played some Division I in college. During the tournament, there's a hole-in-one pot. So if you make an ace, you win the pot of money. So Golfer is in the first tee time of the day, and he found this out before the tournament started. He shows up and tells the group before they tee off, hey, I have this important phone call that's going to come in later. More specifically, he said that his grandma is in the hospital with poor health, and he has to take this call when it comes. They start playing and they get to the third hole. At the end of the third hole, Golfer says they just got the call. So he's going to run up to hole 4, hit his tee shot real quick to keep the pace of play going. By the way, hole number 4 is a par 3, and it's probably the most famous hole on the entire course. So the group gets up to 4 tee box. They ask Golfer, hey man, how'd you hit your shot? He said, word for word, I thinned it, but there's a divot on the green. They're all like, okay, cool. They get ready. They go and hit their shots. Lo and behold, they go down to the green. There's Golfer's ball in the hole. He just made a hole-in-one. They all get super excited. But there was nobody there in the group to witness him actually hit the shot into the hole because he said he had to take this call, so he ran up and hit his tee shot really quickly. So nobody in the group actually saw him hit this tee shot. A couple of members get a bit skeptical. I mean, there's money on the line. So they go and they tell the superintendent about it. He says, no need to worry. We have cameras right by that hole. And 15 minutes later, here's what happens. They found out that the camera caught him parking his car right by the maintenance shed right next to the green very early before the round started. He then got caught creating a divot on the green and putting his ball in the hole on hole 4.
Guy's name is Zach Holland.
Wow.
Former college golfer, as you heard that mentioned. It looks
you can't ever show up at the club again.
It's people are making associations with Patrick
He went on
Reed.
ESPN radio and talked about it.
Yeah, he's resigned from his membership at Wing Haven, which is in St. Louis, and Christian just mentioned his apology.
I made a terrible mistake, the lack and moral character, and I can take the banter and the chatter and the heat because I deserve that from a golf perspective. What I am most worried about is my family, breaking trust with a marriage that I have had for it'll be 5 years next month. We have 2 kids that are under 3, and it's not fair to them for me to put them in that situation. I'm not a cheater on the golf course. I made a bad decision, and I have to suffer these consequences.
I'm not a cheater on the golf course.
The most egregious
thing you can do.
Yeah.
You jumped when he said that.
Oh, I mean, this is the kind of thing that if this happened and it was someone we worked with here, I'm not sure I could even work with a person like that.
I don't know why you're looking at me so intently when you
Is that how you
said
broke
that. I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite.
Well, only someone guilty would say something like that.
If I put one in the water and then hit a hole-in-one, which wouldn't be a hole-in-one the next shot, I would say, yeah, the first one went in the water. So
that's a 3.
Write me down as a 3.
Yeah.
Like
great par.
I am the opposite. I make people putt it out. I putt it out. It's just I hold myself to a very high standard on the golf course, which is probably why I'm so bad. Being that other
and
of
2
my
holes behind
friends,
pace, but other than that, so.
I play golf fast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, people, depending on your course conditions, there's a difference in a little foot wedge, moving it off a tree root, giving a 3-foot putt, 2-foot putt, and what this guy did. To me, there is a whole world of difference.
Bad look.
This is criminal cheating.
How bad
almost.
did he need the money is what I want to know.
Well, he did have a couple 3-year-olds. What did he say? He had 2 kids under 3.
Yeah.
He's a man that needs some money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then he brings in again his family, and it's like they don't deserve this.
Well, he's right.
Yeah,
he is right on that.
Ugh, bad look.
Here's the thing: he's a
like Patrick Reed all over.
But Patrick Reed didn't do anything like this.
He stole his buddy's laptop, didn't he?
That's not as bad as this. This is worse.
Gavin,
how is he not smart enough to know there's cameras?
Yeah. People wouldn't like ask questions.
Gavin wants to know the dude's name. The guy's name is Zach Holland, and he was on ESPN 101, which is the St. Louis affiliate, the Us of St. Louis, going on and apologizing. You know it's bad when you have to go on sports talk radio in your own city and let everyone know how sorry you are. Ugh. Zach says this is on par with the guy at the fishing tournament that puts weights in his fish, I should say.
Same thing.
In his fish.
Same exact thing. I don't know how they got in there.
Ty says, or Ryan says, Ty, you must have broken out the foot wedge. I actually didn't. Again, the 5 people that I referenced earlier, you
don't need it when you keep it in the fairway, do you, buddy?
It was
you just
wild.
keep it in the fairway, put it on the green. You don't need the foot wedge.
2 shots, I was wondering if they were OB or not. They somehow, some way, just were right on the edge. It was great.
Well, hey, you will forever go crazy.
My handicap
Trying
screwed up now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's what I put on your Facebook.
13.7. What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm not a 13.7.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
USGA needs to figure out their formula.
No. Yeah, they've got it figured out
No,
perfectly.
it's jacked up.
No, it's perfect. Now you're giving strokes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, be sure and take the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell wherever you go. If you're traveling, getting that last-minute vacation in, the Hit That Line Now app is perfect on your phone. In the office, in the cubicle, you can listen to us wherever you're at. The Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell.
Tom Murphy, hour 2 coming up.
Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 3...
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you in everyday matters. It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be. I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
To have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly, easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Just one taste of the premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce, and that kind of lux might go to your head. And for just $3, how could it not? But even as you're enjoying the tender premium steak and cheesy opulence, try not to ask the waiter for a steak knife. Experience the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Championship caliber teams like the Razorbacks rely on proven performers. So do smart businesses. That's why Datamax proudly partners with Kyocera Office Technology, recognized by Keypoint Intelligence for delivering the industry's most consistent color performance. Kyocera is built for reliability, security, and results you can count on. Combined with the local service and support you've trusted for years, it's a winning combination for your business. Datamax, relevant technology, raving results.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, blue skies, sunshine. Our high temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. Clear skies, upper 70s overnight. Wednesday, returning to sunshine, mid to upper 90s. And then Thursday, plenty of sunshine, a high in the mid to upper 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 25 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
That's right. I'm Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Wait a minute. Cubs win a World Series. Yeah, it's something, huh? I wish I could go back to the beginning of the season. Put some money on the Cubbies. This is going to be a tough one. The Bears. 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Chicago, the town that Billy Sunday couldn't shut down.
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston.
With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. Tommy's back from Chicago. Tom Murphy's going to be joining us coming up in just a bit. You said you had an interaction, or you saw an interaction between a Bears fan and...
we were late. We went to, the kids wanted to see the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl. He screamed for 3 hours. It was a good show. But we're leaving Soldier Field. Concert was at Soldier. That's the first time I've been in Chicago, obviously first time in Soldier Field. And you have to walk out of the stadium, and then underneath, there's a tunnel that goes underneath the roadway so you can get up to where the rideshare spots are to meet your Uber. And as you got in this tunnel, even though we were leaving a concert, the locals started a chant, Green Bay sucks, Green Bay sucks, Green Bay sucks. And I thought of you immediately because you're a Packers fan. I thought, well, he would really. And I should have broke out the phone and videoed it. But the way you were in that tunnel, it was it was wide space, but it resonated in there very loud. But you could tell that was a, for the locals, that was something they did with pride, much the way we would, woo pig suey or something. So.
We would say like Texas sucks. I remember in 2021 that was a rampant phrase uttered over and over again following that 42-21 or whatever that victory ended up being.
I figured you would have really enjoyed that moment though. Should have videoed.
My fandom has just gone. It's gone. Like I mean, I like watching them play, but I'm a Thunder Ducks first and foremost. My fantasy football team, the team that is still yet to win a title, kind of like Arkansas. Football as of late.
So you just fair weather fan. When things are tough, you just bail.
I decided I had to put more emphasis and love on a team that I was putting all much time in and stuff, and yet still not getting a victory, unfortunately.
Hey, lunch today, Art's Barbecue, burgers, and more is a great place to stop. Pork chops are the special today. They've also got the barbecue pitmasters sandwich right now. Brisket sandwich, then they put the pimento cheese on it, the smoked pimento cheese, and then crispy onions. Looks delicious. I haven't tried it yet, but I love brisket. I like pimento cheese. We'll find out if we like them together. So that'd be a good place for lunch today. Mention the pork chops, 2 big, thick, smoked pork chops. You can try those out, 2 sides of your choice. I think it's $10.99. It's a heck of a bargain. It's probably more than you can eat. And with the heat, a lot of us like something maybe a little bit lighter. They got a great selection of salads, many topped with their smoked meats like their ham, their turkey, their pulled pork, smoked chicken. They can even do the kickin' chicken on a salad as well for you at Art's. Art's Barbecue, burgers, and more. Call ahead. They'll have it ready. You don't even have to get out of the car. 452-2550 or stop in and see them at Art's, 2 doors east of Lowe's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
We got something called beef, B-E-E-F.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Tom.
All right, let's bring out our guy, Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. I know Tom has been taking in practice these last few weeks. Tom, one of the things you noted in your recent piece for Whole Hog Sports is Coach Nutt at practice, and I hadn't realized included in your report that this was the first time he'd been invited back. What was it like to see him at practice, and how do you think that the players and coaches and he liked being out here yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was really cool to have him there. And by the way, listening to the promo what Tommy was reading before I came on, the pimento, Chick-fil-A is putting pimento on sandwiches now too. Right. And I actually had one yesterday.
How was it?
But it was really good. I've been growing my own pimentos the last 2 or 3 years, and we have been making our own homemade pimento cheese because my wife loves it and my kids like it. And I do too. And you just season it up the way you want. And creating your own pimento cheese is a fun deal. So I advocate for that.
All right. Well, have to try that. Hey, you got to like pimento cheese in order to like it on whatever else you're mixing with it, So if you just like a plain pimento cheese sandwich, you'll be good. But if you don't like pimento cheese sandwiches, which is it's just cream cheese, pimentos, and some other seasonings, right?
Yeah, I mean, you cheddar cheese and all those things you mentioned. But anyway, we got off topic.
If you like cream cheese, you're going to be all right,
You are. But Houston Nutt was there wearing his straw hat. And I just think it's indicative of what the outreach has been. Like, Bray Cook has been really good at that. And Ryan Silverfield understands the value. And I think somewhere along the way, the last 6 years, when there was a losing season or something, I think Sam Pittman maybe withdrew into the bunker a little bit, and the outreach wasn't there. And you had the Joe Adams and Jarius Wright situation, which, doesn't reflect well on what your program's doing. And then, but it's turned around. We've seen a whole lot of former players out there. It means something to them. They invest more into the program, and they go on. Peyton Hillis will go on podcast or radio or whatever and talk about, I was there, and this is what I saw. And there's so much value in that. And as you saw in what I wrote today, Houston Nutt's like, I like what Brian Silverfield's doing. I like that he said something about Jim Lindsay at SEC Media Days as part of his opening. He's reached out to Ken Hatfield since he's been there. These are touchstones that, you're trying to rebuild Arkansas football. These are things that you don't want to skip over. There's a lot of steps you have to take, but these are important parts. And So they've made Houston Nutt happy. And Houston Nutt, when you think about it, the last 10, 15 coaches for Arkansas football since Kenny Hatfield, however many it's been, the Houston Nutt and Bobby Petrino are the two most successful.
Why not embrace some of the history of the program? You don't have any recent success to latch onto, so why not even if it's 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, and going back to the late 80s with Hatfield, the last conference, why not latch on to that? And why create divide with alumni and former players, particularly when you don't have any platform of success in recent 15 years or more to really stand on? To me, the philosophy never made sense.
Yeah, exactly. There's really no negatives to it.
Right.
The more access you provide, the more players feel better about what you're doing. That can help you in recruiting. Joe Adams, Jarius Wright are in coaching. That helps you in recruiting. Yeah, I like what Arkansas's got going on right now. They can tell players. And so, what I've gathered from Ryan Silverfield before he coaches game one is he kind of gets it. How you have to structure your program, how you have to get the players to believe, this type of outreach that he's doing, and building from the trenches. And I'm not saying it's going to result in a turnaround season. I just think that all in all, they're building blocks to how you get a successful program going.
Yeah, I'm with you because it's just a divide you don't need. All right, full pads come on today. I'm not saying you throw away everything you've seen through 5 practices, Tom, but to me that gets watered down quite a bit. The real work begins today.
It really does. And, it looked like for a few days there that they had some guys who were, intended starters. But recently, for instance, with the ones yesterday, Bryant Williams, he's been the right tackle, but Adam Hawk got in there and got some playing time with the ones. Unc Harrison did a couple of snaps with the ones. And so you're seeing some other combinations and which receivers have flow with which quarterbacks and what the offensive line communication looks like. And those are the kind of things we're not super privy to, what they're communicating on a play-by-play basis up front, who understands the protections and the slides and all the things they do in their blocking. So absolutely, yep, we're going to see we probably won't see live tackling, but there will be live tackling, a lot more physicality. We saw some thudding in the last couple of days, but it gets real now, and that's where you start sorting out who wants to come downhill and hit. Which of our safeties are going to be physical? Which of our old linemen are going to follow through their blocks? Which defensive linemen are going to be the best shedding blocks and getting their responsibilities?
I've lost count on the rotation. Who's up today at quarterback? I've lost track of that.
Yeah, so it's an even day, which would mean an A.J. Hill type day.
Okay.
But honestly, what they did yesterday, Hill worked with I think there were O-line starters and his unit. There was a lot of mixing up yesterday that made it hard to just say, oh, okay, well, KJ's working with the number one line. Well, no, he's working with several members of the number one line. And the same thing applied defensively. I think they rotated their linebackers around, and I think Bradley Shaw and Jaquavius Smith worked with more like kind of the twos, it felt like. So it was hard to put a finger on that, but yeah, this would be an A.J. Hill day to work mainly with the ones, I'd say.
You mentioned hitting. We're talking with Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, who's going to be a hitter on this team? I think about Sam Olajubutu, Tremaine Thomas. You've had some guys in the safety position or linebacker that can lay the wood. Who do you think it's going to be this year?
Well, that's a really big question for this team because the secondary certainly lacked physicality last year. I think Kamari House, a guy who's been in the box a lot in his career, but now weighs 202. I think they're really happy about the role he could play. Got to keep him healthy because he's going to be just such a versatile dude. But I think he'll be a hitter. The rest of the safeties, Christian Harrison looks like he's a willing hitter. And I think Bradley Shaw, Wyatt Simmons had a real physical play a couple days ago. I think he's a kind of a natural hitter type guy. Ben Bogle, we haven't talked about him quite a lot, but he had a really good spring game. He's in the top 4 mix, I think, at linebacker, certainly top 5. And Phoenix Jackson has come on. So I think they got some linebackers and And that's where you kind of think of your hitters, because the D linemen, they're going to be going through that every day. But what they got to have some pluggers too. I mean, David Oakey's got to show up and hold, as Tommy talked about, holding that A gap, and what that does for you defensively, the domino effect from that. So, tentatively speaking, I've got some confidence that I think their D line is going to have a little bit of depth to them, and hopefully guys who can hold that point and make things work well from there.
You mentioned Christian Harrison. I don't know if a lot of people know it's the son of Rodney Harrison, Super Bowl champion, all-pro safety for the Pats. I would think there's some pretty good genes and a guy that's also played in this league before, Tom, that could have some impact for this squad this year.
Surely could, and he talked about coming back to the SEC. He'd been at Tennessee, but coming back to the SEC and wanting to play on the highest level. So, yeah, when you look at him and when he's talking, there's a whole lot of confidence in what he says. And an interesting side bit that I think I wrote about yesterday or the day before, the three guys they had up there with the DB group the other day had all been on teams that were in the playoffs. And Shelton Lewis just said, I'm not used to being on losing teams. And I want, and I think Jamari Hawkins said that yesterday. I've been on winning teams. And so bringing guys who've had winning cultures in their background helps. But it was Harrison, who'd been on one at Tennessee 2 years ago. Same with Shelton Lewis at Clemson. And then Joker Johnson, the cornerback, had been in one at Tulane last year. So I don't know. Those are all little factors that play into this is what winning cultures look like.
You mentioned all those guys being transfers. The Razorbacks have, in their two deep right now, the most transfers in the Southeastern Conference. You can look at that two ways. A good thing, based off a 2-10 football team, a lot of those guys no longer here, but a bad thing in terms of gelling. Tom, how do you compartmentalize having the most transfer players in your two deep on both offense, defense, and special teams heading into this fall?
Right. Well, it comes in with some built-in advantages. Those guys are used to learning schemes and being ready to go, and so that's helpful. But, right, getting them to gel is another thing. And Arkansas has more of that to do. So not only are they coming off of 2-10, but they have more gelling to do than most of their teams they're going to play this season. So there's a lot that goes into it. And that's why to think, they're going to be ready to go game 2 at Utah, there's going to be mistakes. Look, watching some of the touch passes yesterday, some fade balls in the corner of the end zone, the quarterbacks weren't delivering those in good position, and they did not have a high completion percentage on air throwing to the wideouts on these kind of corner routes in the end zone. And they've got to get that cleaned up. You've got to have a great percentage on air so when the bullets are flying, the D linemen are in your face, quarterbacks have to make a quick decision that they can trust their receivers are going to be in the spot they're supposed to be in, and they have to deliver the ball where it's supposed to be. So all these things go into the timing, getting a team together on the same page. When you have that many transfers, there's a lot of work to do on that front.
All right, you've had 5 practices to watch in the camp. I know you watched in spring, but kind of compare and contrast or just some takeaways from as you watch the position groups. How are these guys being coached? What are the styles you're seeing out there from the different position groups? What stood out to you in the individual coaching?
Yeah, I mean, we're not supposed to really write about or talk about things we heard the coaches say, but I'll just say in general, I like the demeanor, the DB coaches. I saw Eddie Hicks getting pretty, fired up over something the other day, which was, kind of good to see. Saw some humor from Tim Cramsey yesterday. I think I feel comfortable saying this. They were running some routes with the tight ends where it was taking them to the sideline. So you make the catch and then, try to stay in bounds and all. Well, one of the guys made the catch and then just kind of went out of bounds with it, and Cramsey got onto him. But then another guy made a catch, and the play really took him out of bounds. It would have been really hard to walk the tightrope. So he corrected the first guy, and so then he felt compelled, hey, man, stay in bounds. And he made a funny comment that, when you go out of bounds, the play's over. They stop the play. And, so you want to stay in bounds, try to get a few more yards. So just things like that. But Ryan Silverfield, he's got kind of a interesting approach where I haven't heard him really call someone out. You'll see more encouragement. Like after a play, I saw him go up and say, maybe make a correction. I really don't know. I didn't hear what he said, but when it was over, he bumped fists with the guy. And so I like that, and generally that's my take on the coach and their style.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's interesting, and obviously this week, full pads, the heat, the most intense it's been in the camp, and it's not a long stretch, but they're going to have a few good days here before classes begin to really get some work that I think will be equal to what they're going to see in Game 1 when they play at 3:15 against North Alabama.
Yeah, it ramps up. You know, when you're hitting and then there's live tackling, there's just a little bit more physicality, more links to the plays. O-linemen have to stay engaged longer and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this, a positive sign, it's been really hot the last few days, but I haven't seen a whole lot of people, guys leaning over and, having to get air. And like you've seen guys fighting through it. Now, it is the first half of practice that we're in there, but you've seen guys fighting through it, which, and body language has been good. In fact, I hear coaches sometimes say body language because that's the kind of thing where, if a guy's gasping for air or bent over or things like that, it can have an effect on the rest of your team. So That's been good. Although we did hear Larry Smith say yesterday, love the energy to start, but there was a lull and, quote, guys feeling sorry for themselves because it was a blistering hot day. I think we have another one in store today.
3:15 today, off on Wednesday. That's the day off this week. Mid-afternoon practices Thursday, Friday, 2:30, a little earlier on Saturday. Sunday's the first big scrimmage, and the next opportunity to hear from Ryan Silverfield again.
Yep. So just another grind week. I mean, this is really the real thick of the grind. Live tackling, full pads, and a few more days, and then school starts. So the importance of getting your schemes in, getting people on the same page, getting those quarterbacks on the same page, receivers, is really, really big right now.
Tom, let's top you off with the basketball question. Memphis exhibition on their website, October 28th, Wednesday, in Bud Walton Arena. I know there's some other games. We don't fully have Arkansas' schedule, but we at least have this one on the calendar for this upcoming year.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, Memphis was ahead of him, I want to say, kind of early last year. And then, Memphis did not have a good year. And then Arkansas kind of overwhelmed them, I believe, in the second half.
Yeah.
So good tester. Memphis always going to have quality athletes. And, okay, there's a trade-off. There's not a lot of good marquee home games, but at least there's a cool exhibition game for fans to see. And there's been a number of those in recent years. The Purdue game comes to mind. I think Duke.
Kansas.
That was regular season.
Kansas.
But Kansas game. So they've had some quality teams in here for exhibition.
Yep, no question. Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff as always, and we'll chat on Thursday as we keep going through fall camp.
Later, guys.
All right, Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Few things in life are more important than showing up. And whether you show up for family, friends, or teammates, it never hurts to bring along a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. This brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council and courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Christian asked a good question when you were gone yesterday, Tom. We've talked about you don't want to go on a 3-game losing streak. Well, this was what he posed yesterday.
The season isn't over if you don't start 2-0, but wouldn't you say the first 2 games are the most likely chance of going on a win streak?
Can Arkansas go on a win streak this fall?
Just a 2-game win
2
streak.
game. Not talking 3, not talking 4. Can you get 2 consecutive wins?
Just 2 to find a
season?
streak?
Yeah. I think so.
Well, I've talked about this throughout the summer, early summer, is the schedule sets up in a way where there's winnable games in every 3-game block. And avoiding 3-game losing streaks are important, especially when you lost 10 last year in the streak, and the way you lost 5 of those by 1 possession. Can you win back-to-back games?
And the Auburn game virtually was, but you lost it by 9. So it's really 6.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think can you win 2 in a row? Yes. Is your best chance early? Yes. Should you be no worse than 2-2 after 4 games? Yes. But I think really for the mental health of everyone involved, avoiding those long droughts without wins. If you can get through this season somehow, and it may not total 6 or 7 wins, but there's still a way to get there. where you avoid these 3-game losing streaks. That's what I think is important as anything when trying to build a program back.
5-7 hits your over/under. I know no one's going to be satisfied with 5 wins relative to what you're wanting in the future, but that at least is outdoing Vegas expectations. That would be outdoing mine expectations. That would be hitting right on your expectations. So, like the winning streak, yes, North Alabama, easy win. Chalk it up, 1-0. But going to Utah week 2, asking a first-time head coach to win that game, not to say they can't, it's just a lot. That stretch again of Vanderbilt, Missouri at home, then you go to Auburn, and then you get South Carolina. You could potentially pick off 2 of those games, but it's just you go back and forth between that stretch and the first stretch. Other than that, there's not really a stretch that you're like, because the Tulsa game is sandwiched between Georgia and that A&M. Like, do you really expect to beat Georgia at home or A&M on the road the following week? I don't. I hope I'm wrong. And then at the end of the season, you got Texas and LSU. I don't expect to beat back-to-back rivals to close out the year, which would be electric, but it's probably not going to happen.
Well, if you want to circle North Alabama and Tulsa's wins, I don't think Tulsa is nearly as easy as North Alabama, but let's just give you those 2. I think Georgia and Texas are games you obviously just cross off. You right? I mean, you never just want to throw in the towel. I get it.
They're expected to be in the SEC championship. That's fair.
But I think, those are not games. Even on your best day, are you good enough to beat Texas or Georgia on their worst? Well, we'll see. I mean, the Texas game's way off in the schedule. Georgia early, probably not.
At Auburn and then South Carolina is a good.
You look at the rest of the games, the other 8 games, they may not be technically 50-50 or toss-ups. I don't think there's any that you're going to say Arkansas is favored in. But tell me why you can't beat Tennessee at home. Tell me why you can't go to Auburn and win.
The only one I would maybe
A&M might be A&M might be closer to the Georgia and Texas category.
Yeah.
Out of those 8, A&M on the road's the toughest. But the only reason I don't put them with those others is for whatever reason, historically Arkansas's played those guys close when it made no sense. When you were 50-point underdogs, you somehow made it a 7-point game. I don't understand why it is that way, but we'll see. You got to go there and play in Kyle Field, which is the difference. But A&M will be the toughest of those 8 other games.
At LSU the week before on the road, and then they'll go to Missouri the following week. So that's their home game sandwiched in between 2 road games for the Aggies.
That's going to be a tough spot in that schedule. So, I mean, A&M play, but can you follow that up with a win at Tennessee? At home against Tennessee, can you go to Vanderbilt and win? There's places you can sneak some wins. But how about we try this on for a change? How about we win at home in front of the home fans? Yeah. Let's try some of that this fall. That'd be awfully fun. Hey, let's try some tacos today. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. It's Taco Tuesday, so you can enjoy dollar tacos, crunchy beef, or chicken tacos all day long today. Try their full menu with enchiladas, big burritos, the fajitas. I dare you to find better steak fajitas than you're going to find at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Absolutely delicious, and you'll find that. Crispy chips, fresh salsa made every day. So give it a whirl today for lunch or dinner on Taco Tuesday. With dollar tacos all day, Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up. CJ's Trivia Tuesday as well. Still a few other things to get into in this hour. The Morning Rush continues on after this.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for...
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
5202 or learn more at Gastons.com. Gastons, a first-class time every time.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Touched on this a little bit yesterday. College football executives met yesterday to explore the expansion of the college football playoff, potentially 16, 24. I know Josh Pate reported possibly 20 teams, kind of a play-in setup instead of the conference championship game. No decision is expected. The debate is likely to continue into this fall, according to ESPN. I think one of the questions I have to tie this into the SEC update, are Greg Sankey and company waiting to see what the 9-game schedule, how it impacts the conference, either in a positive or negative way? Because this will be the first piece of data that we have to see how the selection committee dictates what the SEC schedule actually does to a team and if they should be awarded a college football playoff spot or not based on the number of wins and losses that they'll have more of this year.
If the strength of schedule is any indication, if those numbers are accurate, the SEC ought to get 8 teams in the playoffs this year. And I hope the committee doesn't just say, well, we can only have so many from one league. You got all 16 teams in this league inside the top 20. Non-con game in the Power Four. I just wish you'd get rid of that non-con game in the Power Four. Go to 10 games and be done with it. Play whoever the hell you want in the other 2, and let's move on.
A group of 5.
If not, let's do a Big Ten SEC challenge, and we'll set it up over weeks, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, something like that of the non-con, and match it up. Last year's number 1 finisher versus, and just do that every year. All right, number 1's going to be at home from the SEC this year, and you figure out some formula where you've got top 4 of each league playing the top 4 in some manner. Next 4, where it's competitively balanced, and then there's 8 games in the SEC in their stadiums and 8 games on the road in the Big Ten.
Similar to the ACC-SEC challenge in basketball, which used to be the Big 12.
And it's kind of competitively balanced. Maybe you don't have the conference champion because last year's team versus this year's team, it ain't the same thing, but you could do top 4 versus top 4.
Indiana versus Georgia.
And but we got to know 4 years in advance who you're playing. No, you don't. You just got to, hey, we know that these teams are going to play at home and these teams are going to play on the road.
Oh, that makes sense.
It doesn't matter who's coming in, or you just need to know if you're playing at home or on the road.
Big C, former Alabama defensive tackle, now Dallas Cowboy, Quentin Williams signed a 3-year, $105 million extension with with Jerry's boys. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he was part of the Michael Parsons. Or no, yeah, I don't remember when we got him, but I was a fan of him ever since he put on the uniform.
New York Jets guy, wrecks havoc in the middle, and anytime you can have one of those guys get into the quarterback, definitely helps with your D-line. They're still trying to figure out the George Pickens, former Georgia player, wide receiver situation, but at least got one of those things done.
What do you get, 60 of that, 61 or something like that guaranteed on that deal? So
I don't have that number. Probably that sounds right.
But
Hunter Henry just got paid 2-year, $14.5 guaranteed. I think it was
20 or 21 total, I think. Yeah. Back to the Cowboys. How bad do they really not want? They must not have wanted Micah Parsons on their team at all. He must have been. I mean, when you look back on it, for a guy with the stats and as much effect as he had on games, man, they wanted rid of him awfully bad.
Well, think about this. All right, so what was the big thing? What was the big splash Jerry did when he initially got there, outside of firing Tom Landry?
Well, I mean,
what did he do?
They traded
the Herschel Walker.
Yeah, he traded Herschel Walker, got all those picks, which turned into Smith, Aikman, and everyone else. So this isn't something that's like that he hasn't done in the past. Micah commanded, I don't remember what he got from Green Bay, but insane salary. And unfortunately, then what was it? Tore his ACL or ruptured his Achilles? One of the 2 major injuries. Like this is something that Jones has had success with in the past. So time will tell if it plays out and the Dallas actually gets back to relevancy within the National Football League outside of just a limelight of attraction from their off the field stuff. But this, I go back and forth. I don't know. I never heard any character things about Micah Parsons. Did you? I think it was just a financial situation that they decided to offload him.
I don't think Jerry likes to be,
he doesn't like to be backed in a corner. Yeah. He felt cornered by Parsons, and it sure appeared through the negotiations. And I know we're going back more than a year now at this point, but it sure appeared like Jerry didn't make a great deal of effort to work that out.
Well, the deal was, if I remember correctly, and Christian, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry tried to go behind the agent's back and do a deal man-to-man with Mike, which you're not supposed to do. There's NFLPA and all that stuff. They're not supposed to do that. And again, this is from memory, so you can correct me if I'm wrong.
That sounds right, yeah.
But that was, I think, that rubbed both parties the wrong way because they thought they had a deal and they wanted a deal because the agent was like, no, we're not doing it this way. That's if I remember.
Jerry
that
mentioned his injury too. He's like,
oh, he is injured. Like that's. I mean, you can just look at the data. He seems to be injured every year for a couple games or a game or two. So that's, I guess, part of the reason as well.
Mm-hmm. But I think in the end, the Cowboys probably got it right. Probably did. Hey, when the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
If you missed the story about the Maumelle football player, it is quite something. This is from KATV about a player that found a cottonmouth in his helmet.
But it's a matchup the Maumelle High School football team had to face anyway. While at practice Thursday, one player noticed a snake in his helmet, quickly turning that practice into a real deal situation. Chris Davis with Maumelle Animal Services says they responded to the high school after a report of a copperhead in a football helmet. Instead, it was actually a cottonmouth, a venomous snake known to hide out in dark, sheltered places.
If this snake would have bit the child, it probably would have been very fatal.
Have you had a situation at the house where you've been called to?
Oh, yeah. I've had to leave work to go home and
kill a snake.
Hey, there's a snake in the backyard. Then you get there, guess what? It's gone. But
it's gone already.
Yeah.
It's a garter snake.
Something. What kind of snake is it? I don't know. I'm in the camp of the only good snake is a dead snake.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, well, that eats mice and rats, and it eats spiders and bugs, and there's no good snakes, No such thing.
I'm kind of on
in
that side as well. But I just, for a kid, I mean, that kid's going to be, I would think, scarred knowing that he could have, I'd be dead if it wasn't for some luck apparently on his side with that whole situation. And when we talked about this earlier, we had wondered, would the snake get in through the locker room? Was the helmet on the field? I don't know. We're talking about
Well, there's one 2-foot snake. There's a 4-foot snake somewhere else.
Yeah.
Waiting. Oh. Was it Lonesome Dove? There was one of them movies where the guy falls off the horse into the water moccasins.
Yeah, that was we got that text from B. Earlier.
No, that was the one where it bit him in the face, and there was another one where the guy falls off. Maybe it falls off the horse and into a snake's nest, and then also in True Grit, there's another one of those where a guy gets into the den of snakes. That's like, to me, if you like worst ways to die, that would be right there. Yeah. I would die of the heart attack because my heart would just stop.
Think of
just thinking of that.
Which Indiana Jones was it where they put the rock on top? And I don't know. I don't know if it was like an Egyptian asp or what the lair of snakes is, but they close the door and then their light goes out and they ended up getting out okay. But I'm with you. Getting around a bunch of snakes or dying in the hand of a bunch of snakes, that's nothing. Blue Collar Greg points out that Keen snakes eat the other snakes.
That's fine. Just don't get around me. Only good one's a dead one.
Graham says, put your helmet down correctly and they won't be able to crawl in. Brandon says, at least the snake wasn't his jock strap. Yeah, that would be tough. Apparently those Raiders of the Lost Ark is the one that I was, the movie that I was thinking of. It's been a while. It's the last time you watched an Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, decades.
It's been that. Oh, it's been that. Not even on a plane or anything.
Nope.
Just casually on TV.
Nope. But man, that just gives me the willies thinking about a snake. I mean, you think about what, because there's all kinds of stories you'll hear from time to time. One gets up in a car, gets in the dashboard of a car, gets in the engines. Snakes getting weird. Open the toilet lid. There's a snake.
We had one. I told you the story. Sophomore year of college, or junior year of college, one came up through the shower drain. And that wasn't poisonous, but that didn't stop me from freaking out like I've never freaked out before. You talk about a moment. I think that's the most scared I've ever been in my entire life when that happened. Roger said he stepped on a copperhead this morning getting back in his truck. Oof. Roger, I hope you're okay.
You hope you step on the head of the snake. That way it can't bite you.
Yeah. It's the tail. And yeah. Ugh. Ryan's in Hot Springs. He's got some thoughts on snakes this morning. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was going to tell Tommy, it is Lonesome Dove.
He fell off the horse they were crossing the river. I remember the scene.
Right.
I had to walk away. Can't watch it.
there was an article written on this girl. She was going out in the Everglades and was trying to catch pythons, and for whatever reason, I don't know if she mistook the cottonmouth or what, but she picked it up, was handling it, bit her twice, put her in a hospital, and had medical debt up to over $1 million. Where they had to give her multiple anti-venom. The cottonmouths are definitely not something to play with. Yeah, I just wanted to chime that in there real quick, and I'm not as on the snake as you are. Now I will say this: the cottonmouth is I don't fool with a cottonmouth. I definitely take your approach when it comes to them, but I'll let a black snake or a king snake live. But anything else, I don't fool with.
I'm just gonna walk away. I'm not gonna try and kill it. I'm just gonna walk away.
I hope the hogs aren't snake bit this year.
I was playing playing golf down at Chamberlain in Danville. The course is built out of an old pine forest, and you knew there were rattlesnakes out there.
Oh, really?
But there was one that crawled up out of the pond there, let's see, 10, 11, on 12. And we came along after it had been killed, but this thing had to have been bigger than 2 Coke cans around.
Oh.
Probably 5 feet long. And a couple groups in front. I mean, this was a massive rattlesnake. And a guy he crawled up there, got killed it with his 5-iron. Like, no.
Yeah,
Negatory.
Animal control.
And it was just left there on the rock next to the pond. I mean, it would make your skin crawl just looking at it.
I'm good. There's a course called.
But this thing was massive and not just just scary. But it had to have been 2 or 3 Coke bottles around.
Roger just sent the video of the copperhead. Roger, I'm not watching that. I'm not going to watch that. You can send me all the videos you want of the snake you apparently saw and killed this morning. I will not be watching that. Robert says he doesn't have a snake story, but he did find his scorpion in his shoe last year. Bruce asked you earlier if you ever shake out your boots. I don't keep my boots in my garage. There's like I don't know if submaroon's the right word, but it's basically an outhouse. That's I've never done that before. But when I did that, when I had those in my parents' house in the garage, I never thought. I just always put them on.
Yeah.
Now
I don't keep boots in the garage. I keep my pair or 2 of golf shoes out there.
Mm-hmm. Mine are just in my trunk. Ugh.
Spiders can't get in your trunk?
Hope not. I don't know if that's possible or not. I always do shine my light early in the morning when I wake up, when I'm walking to my car, because I am scared I'm going to step on a snake. So I always shine my light. So I get that fear. I get that apprehension to a certain degree of the snake stuff.
Well, one of the good things about fishing on the White River, as I tell you about Gaston's, the water is, in the 40s, around 50 degrees. So there's never snakes in the White River. I mean, it is rare in a cold water, dam-fed stream like the White River that you got to deal with snakes. So if you want to go fish and not deal with snakes, Gaston's is the place to go. So that's how you tie all this in here, because snakes don't like what? Cold. They go in the ground when it gets cold. They don't like cold water. So that's the good thing about wading in the White River. I mean, it's like 1 in a million you'll see a snake in a situation like that. Seriously. So check out Gaston's. 870-431-5202. If you're making fall plans, now's a great time to start making those for all of October, late September, first half of November up to Thanksgiving. Usually some of the best fishing weeks of the year in our state. It's not that the fishing's that much better, just the fishing conditions are pristine. So now's the time to make the fishing. Fishing's pretty good year-round. I mean, people say, when's a great time to go fish on the White River? Anytime, because that water coming from the bottom of the dam keeps the fishing conditions nearly identical year-round. 870-431-5202 is the number. Gaston's White River Resort. It's snake-free. A first-class time every time.
And I got to see Chuck lose his mind last game.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
He can't make filet mignon out of bologna. This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match along. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any two for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an Audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an Audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
For 250 years, America has been about freedom. The freedom to explore, to roam, and discover what's next. At Crabtree RV Center, that spirit goes back to 1950. Today, that spirit lives on with a team that puts customers first, no pressure, just honest help and real value. And right now, you'll find incredible pricing on new and pre-owned RVs, making freedom more affordable than ever. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 75 years.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple burgers?
Those are good burgers, brother.
How's your burger? My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Just the burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Danang. Oh, viva Danang. Danang me. Why don't they get a rope and hang me? Hey, it's a little too early for being that loud. Hey, too late.
All right, Robin Williams passed away at 63 years old on this day 12 years ago. What movie was that from? And if you can give me his name in that said movie, give you bonus points for for that. Still haven't seen this said movie.
You have
It's on my
not?
list. I remember us talking about it years ago. It's still haven't seen Forrest Gump, and I still haven't seen this said movie. For a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burger, 877-377-6963. What movie is that from? Where does that rank in the Robin Williams movie? Amongst Good Will Hunting, Flubber,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, it's top 3 or 4.
Okay. It's up there.
I like Mrs. Doubtfire. That's
Yeah,
a good movie.
Roger agrees with you. All right, who we got, Big C?
C-Man.
All right, C-Man, what is the answer to our Trivia Tuesday question for a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers?
It would be Good Morning Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
That was the way you're supposed to say it.
Yeah, he didn't hold it. We'll give it to you anyway, CJ.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you, or C-Man. We'll give it to you anyway. Got several texts right here in our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Congratulations to C-Man, who won a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Russellville and in Fayetteville. Best burgers, best fries, best shakes around at CJ's.
I can't believe as a radio man you didn't watch that movie.
Busy, man. Got a lot of stuff
you
I'm
ain't
doing.
that busy.
I'm busy. A lot of stuff we got
All
to
these
do.
plane rides to all these weddings. Surely you can find time to watch Good
They
Morning
don't have.
Vietnam.
They don't have it on American or Southwest.
Download it. Download it on your
costs
tablet.
money.
No, it does
It's
not
like
either.
the Flow Sports.
Doesn't either. You have an excuse for everything.
My dad was in the Armed Forces Radio, and it said that was his favorite movie, says Benjamin and Poto. I don't have excuses. I have reasons.
No,
there are differences. All right, halftime's coming up next. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little on the way, followed by Ruskin and Zach.
Hey, Fort Smith. Have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro Outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Hey, Hog Fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt. This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store